Hello and welcome to part 4 of the Reach for the Stars Let's Play. The last part was rather abruptly ending due to something happening on my part. But we're continuing the Space Empire building. And you have quite a large empire. I'll just switch to view. Let's see. There should be... Strange thing is that you can actually change the critical hit chance here, which is actually the only option that will... Let's see, reserve quality. We want to place our warships in reserve, that's fine. You see, we want something here for later consideration. If we have bombing ships specially designed for bombing, which don't have much in the way of defenses or anything, you don't want them in harm's way, so you want a full fleet to accompany them and basically pave the way for them. And you want the fleet to have cheap firepower, but also, let's see, I want to send some answer, because there's going to be a colony ship arriving there in 5 turns, which we can expand our explorationary missions again. And considering that we're now much richer, RPs aren't that much of an issue anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and pick like the fire curtain and build a couple of them. And I'll mark for some reason. And we're going to have to, well, prioritizing Maya is probably better. As you can see, the Maya system turned to yellow and the Goronea system turned to red. What does red mean? Well, you can't afford to do RPs, and not due to any other constraint. Our research going along nicely. We'll have the claw in 2 or 3 turns, depending on how much we'll get for the colonization that's going on. We have one more colony this turn. Sadly no SB bonus, so it's going to take one more turn to research. And we're building quite some industry. There's already some colonies that have completely finished with what they're supposed to build. So we could, for example, order them to build science. Science! Or the lack of a better alternative. Let's see here. Where is our homeworld? There it is. Maya. Such a lovely place. We'll send out a colony ship to this far away place. And hope it arrives in one piece. 7 turns is a very long time in this game, you know. There might be like a massive space war up to before the colony ship is even there. Already 2 fleets going there. Going over here is also fine. We should have a fire curtain being built, although I haven't spotted it just yet. I wonder where it is. Maybe I sent it away somewhere. Or maybe I still had a butterfly queued up. But I think that the time for butterflies is a bit over. Judging by the size of our empire, we have well over 1/8 of the galaxy already. it's time to put some defences in place as well. And those of the mobile kind are rather decent at it. We've landed on Capella. No, you don't have to join Fleet 58, that is entirely pointless. I have a large fleet arriving here. Well, large by current terms, anyway. It's 4 completely vulnerable ships. And 1 V-sail. Oh, that's also good. We could make a couple of these V-sails. These fire ships and these V-ships. As I have like the Minotaur as our long-ranged cruiser, which is kind of silly, I guess. Yeah, I expect something like a Centaur to be a long-range cruiser. Luckily we haven't built any Minotaurs yet, so we could change that, I suppose. I'll call you Mech 2. And I'll equip you with like these Talon missiles. And the Minotaur's a lot cheaper than the Centaur. And 1 for 4. The Centaur actually does better per RP. Even though if it's spent as little as possible. And of course we can optimize them with defensive missiles if need be. But like gun destroyers, I'm all for maximizing firepower on cruisers. Using the lower ships as defensive things. Rather just making specialized ships for the task. And my predictions were surprisingly accurate. We're about to enter a combat situation. You first encounter a species, you're automatically at war with them. For some reason people can't make first contact in this game very well, so finished research. So yeah, no option for us other than to retreat, I guess. This is the combat screen. Basically, a little mini game here involved with basically rock, paper, scissors. With a little twist in if you have a certain weapon type most, then some of these are going to give you a little bit of an extra advantage. It won't really determine the whole battle, of course. The way you've designed your ships is going to be of the essence. You can check individual ships, you can check the shields of all your ships, you can set a range, you can set a formation, or you can just auto retreat. You can watch statistics of previous rounds, but and you can change display options for weaker computers. In this modern age there's really no reason not to show all shots. And we got away. Usually if your engines are better you'll get away, but one ship against a large fleet will usually not get away. Their numbers will also matter. So where was this? Over here. We did get scouting information. Might as well retreat these to a friendly system and send some fighting ships. Now that we've encountered their species, we can actually view them in the statistics screen. We can't see their industry because you can't see where their research is up for obvious reasons. But you can see their basic traits. So this first, we're incompatible. So, well, I could just read what it says. I don't need to read it out loud. However, there's quite a few situations in which they'll inhabit planets which are favourable to us. We can propose a neutrality pact if we want. I don't really see a reason why we want to do this right now, but it might be useful in the future. Since we don't really know what to expect, we'll just send our best ships in first. Just dive in head first, which means the Centaur. And these fire curtains can go on and move to the front. And this fleet can have a couple of colony ships with it. Yeah. I'll use these other colony ships too. Colonize safe stuff. We can find any. And these other 3 ships will be best off defending over here. It's very unlikely that they can see the center of our empire. The planets and risks are usually those on the outside. So over here, and over here. It's highly unlikely that Maya will be targeted, especially with all these survey fleets. So we'll make some ships. Again, still producing industry as much as possible, and not really researching all that much. Might be an issue, but we'll see how our ships fare to decide whether or not investing heavily into research is a better option than simply making more. Going quantity before quality has its disadvantage in this game, in that there's a point where quality will give better returns. We send these to... send them over there. Oh, wait a second. There's one fire curtain over here. Yeah, we'll send the V-sails in this direction. We want to combine the fire curtains with the V-sails. Sorry, we won't want to combine them. Why? Well... that's actually quite simple. Just checking if we've got all the stuff here covered. Still exploring a bit. These various ships. We need a couple more ships actually. Send this V-sail over here. This fire curtain over here. Keep covering these planets. Anyway, what I was saying, you want to create fleets with specialized rangers for the Surichi. Because their engines are so good, you'll be able to dictate the range. Which kind of, yeah, they have very low industry output, so you want to use your ships as good as possible. A pretty balanced situation, actually. It's highly interesting. Okay, so our 4 ships have arrived here. Send them out. Send some new ones here. Places that don't really need these ships. And considering that their stuff was on Heidi, we might also start building some defense establishments. And prioritize them on Kant and Kava. These static defenses are very good at detecting incoming fleets at these 2 planets which are on the front. Our defense establishments are quite expensive, but they're also quite good. Especially once you get to the later variants. Actually, as far as defense goes, the 2nd and 3rd one provide you with far more. Value than the 1st one. Though you might want to build the industry first. As well as the 2 colony ships. And then system 3. What was that base again where we're building? It's Gorgonea, right? Oh. I don't know, it's kind of close to Maya if you think about it. I think that might be good because I could build a fleet more quickly from both places. So I don't want to waste all the resources I put in here, so I'll just build ship 2. I can build cruisers here as well. Yeah. Shouldn't build any more facilities because I've already spent all of my money. Kava's coming up and Kant's coming up, quite nice. The most important reason for the defense facility is not the satellites actually, it's the what have I done? It's the detection system. Let's see here what we've discovered here. Plant over here I love to grab. What else is there? So what would happen if you had like a colony ship in a place where you retreated in battle? What would simply happen is that you wouldn't get to colonize whatever planet you were trying to colonize. And the colony ship will simply retreat with the rest of your ships. Doesn't appear to be any LSLS over there. Send a couple fire curtains to Kant. Send this centaur over here. It's a bit of a very long mission there. We'll send it to answer. Or maybe, what was that place where there? Oh, I could have like one fire curtain go there, one there. I really should have at least one ship at most of these places. Just so I can make sure there isn't someone building stuff very close to my empire. That would be very bad. Especially here. There's a lot of my stuff that can be reached from here. Right, this is very nice. I can see a lot of new stuff I haven't explored yet. have stuff coming into Boattown soon. This would also be a very good naval base. Very good place to build ships out of. Considering that it's so far away. Yeah, so I have like this place right here for part of the Empire, Maya. Producing ships, and we can have another one here, Aluminium. Oh. Well, I guess we have the money to build a couple more shipbuilding structures over here. So we'll go for ship 4. Straight away. We'll need some industry in between, I suppose. Start with industry 1. We'll need to find the system in our list as well. So 1 and 3. So I build like a couple of these. And a fair amount of these. I haven't really encountered much of their ships yet. There's a new planet over there. Lawrence and Yed. Continuing to send out colony ships, but it's getting ever harder to... there we go, over there. You can send up a format point for all your ships, but that really isn't the thing you want to do here. So going for space lanes, yeah, it really is a very good tech. So it does make travel a bit more of a hassle. You have to micromanage and go via your own colonies. It won't do so automatically. Two fire curtains over here could be sent to answer. Should a bit more in front. One ship explore that place. I love the target icons in this game. It makes it very clear where you're going, what you're doing. Although I'm a bit short on stuff, really. I suppose I could directly send out some ships. To Haiti. But I have 2 more colony ships and a centaur. I don't really know what to do with just yet. I'm probably going to send them to the place where I'm exploring. Which is here at the moment, so just order a move. Just have to remember that they'll arrive there in like 8 turns. Or maybe I should... no, it takes like 20 more turns before I have it. I wait for space lanes and stuff. Right, so we've got some extra money. I might want to say like a lot because we're building like 2, 3, 5 facilities. That's like cost of maybe 5,000 to 6,000 RPs. We're building a couple ships, but not that much, so we might want to invest in a couple science stations. Question is where to put them. I want to put them in a safe position, so say Bok 3. And Bok 4 or right. Well, maybe one more. And there we go. We'll have much more SPs next turn. Effectively doubling our science output in just one turn. It's really nice. Turn 40. Turns will be taking a little bit longer. What have we explored? Not much. There's one more colonizable planet over here. Scott is a very nice place. Fortunately, I can't cancel this order and send it to Scott instead. Something to keep in mind, a little disadvantage you get when you give these colonized orders. The advantage is you can't forget. The disadvantage is, again, it's like StarCraft. A bit like queuing up units. Can't easily change your strategy around. Which kind of bit me in the ass. Fire 2. This is such a nice technology, like double speed in friendly space. That's what it actually means. So. We might actually go for Blaze Seeker 2 after that. That's another 2 increase. Rate of fire. This is very nice, rate of fire. 80 to 84. It's only a 5% increase, but it's an across the board propulsion increase. This is kind of nice as well, because it improves your existing ships. Not that we have many warships. It's very cheap, so we'll line it up after incubation. So I got like some nice centaurs and some nice firewalls. I'm gonna go ahead and send it all to Heidi, I guess. We have a planet here, Naos, that still has a colonizable planet. And Albireo still has one. So these are less important, but they're very safe colonies, so sending the colony ships out all the way there, there's a very high risk of them getting destroyed by someone. Especially considering I've encountered aliens a couple turns before. They haven't shown themselves yet, but I'm confident that though they will. They'll just surprise you. We want to increase the production of this system here. Or maybe, no, maybe not. Maybe we want to do that. So these are far better prices to build ships. What's it again? Corgonia. Actually I prefer like Botine. Whatever. Now Omnium it was. So we'll send it over here. Omnium, what system is that? $14. Let's line up a couple ships here. We're building like lots of Minotaurs here. Some of these V-wings. 30 of them and 20 of those. I should keep them busy for a while. moving down in priority though. And we may want to invest some more in science. Did I just blindly grominium? Yeah, grominium is fine. I want to check out where we build them though. Farm a lot? That's okay. Just 3 more science stations. Let's do 1 less because I don't want to stop my... Yeah, 1 more. Yeah, there we go. Would be ideal spending almost all my money. I got this turn. We've advanced to 3rd era. Now we can see what's in era 5. And this is an extremely nice signal, if only for the industry build cost alone. However, and of course this one, it's a bit harder to explain what this will actually do, and the plane build cost decreases is very simple. It's actually supposed to be 25, I think. But what this does is it decreases, let me see, this number here. So instead of losing 12 pop for each yellow sign on an asteroid, I'll now lose 9, I think. And this gets reduced to 5, which means that I can have 70 population on the standard planet at the lowest, because we can have 2 of these yellow ones. Though 0 gravity won't happen a lot of the time. So we're really looking at like 75 or higher for giants. The thing is that giant planets with lower than high gravity are really rare. Pick me an asteroid planets with standard or higher gravity, really rare. Asteroids usually have no atmosphere. All those sorts of things mean that most of the planets we encounter that will be habitable will be like standard. However, level 4 is 74. So this will mean all those planets we have with 72 population, which is a lot, will now become building level 4 planets. So it'll make a lot of difference. So yeah, if we can do it. If we can like spare the giant hit we'll get to our quality of our ships, I like to rush for genetic engineering. Like pick up only the most important things like the astronaut systems and the engines. Just going for it. Oh, by the way, a couple turns ago we like redesigned. Yeah, we got a new claw. Want to upgrade our ship designs with it. Could be a bit of a boring work here. And scrap this ship because this one's strictly better. We don't need to upgrade this one. Fee sales. Gonna need a little upgrade. And V-wing doesn't. These guys don't need like an upgrade. I will design another cruiser. And this will be like the stopper. I don't know, I'm gonna call it the phalanx. I don't know, I was just making something up. I'll just cram it full of seeker missiles. Don't really know if that's gonna work. So cramming it full of defensive projectiles. It's a little experiment here in that I don't know if a seeker missile on one ship can actually stop a projectile aimed at another. But I guess we'll find out. And I'm not building any of these yet, because I don't know if someone's heavily relying on projectiles. But suffice to say, it's very hard to take down. Using projectiles is 6 times as hard to take those down as normal ships, so gonna absorb a lot of firepower while the other ships do the brunt of the damage. Well, all of the damage actually. Yeah. Ah, this is a planet I haven't sent a ship to before. I'll send a cruiser because it's just at the end of what was discovered, so... That's gonna happen in one turn, it's gonna happen in a couple turns. This is a new one though. Again, it's so far out of the way. Okay, and... well, this ship should just go here. We should probably... oh, it automatically changed... oh yeah, that's also something very interesting about this game. If you make an MiG-2 of something... yeah, what it's gonna do is it's gonna just automatically fill up the queues. Well, I believe it did. No, it doesn't. No, sorry. This is because this was already an MiG-2. I confuse this game with another game. I don't think Sword of the Stars does it either. But making an MiG-2 version of something and scrapping the original automatically update build orders. I don't think it did. So Heidi? Yeah, Heidi 4 is now colonized by them. I don't like that. So we're gonna send in some Marines. Well, in about 9 turns. So we're gonna need, the red number is the amount of Marines we'll need, so I can click on this. 18 is what we'll need. Can still colonize this guy. So that's what we're gonna do. And roach on their territory a bit. Send out some destroyers to scout ahead. It's an interesting fact. We've almost met up with the rest of our empires. Our empire forms like a band of green across the galaxy. So I'm rather surprised by the low number of aliens we found so far. Well, maybe they're just slow expanders, or maybe they just have fought each other for... we're just lucky bastards. This is an interesting fact now that we can actually explore these guys from here because of the nature of the galaxy. Yeah, that's quite nice. I've got a lot of money because I forgot to build research last turn, I think, yeah. I'll build some research. We're nowhere yet, but we should be able to build like 6 or so research stations. Yeah, it can't build industry yet anyway, so Might as well make yourself useful and get some research. There we go. And what we also might want to do is, on this planet over here, build an extra marine base so we can have more marines. Marine! Yeah, that completely stifled our ship production. A little bit on the bright side, not too much side. I'll cancel one order. Maybe it's because of the... Yeah, there we go. Weird in a way that works sometimes. Keep manually reordering it. And there you go. The most important thing is that you shouldn't order more than you can make in a turn, actually. Prevent that from happening. Doesn't mean that we have to remember the numbers of the systems. 14. There's a lot queued up here. I don't mind. It's building ship 2. Or it will be building ship 2 in about 2 turns. We have encountered another alien species. Yeah. I'm rather surprised at the amount of stuff happening now. We've encountered a couple of their planets actually, which we might want to take from them. We have a marine vessel over here, and we'll first send it to our initial target. We'll send a couple cruisers here. So, Marines are a way to get rid of alien planets that are accessible to you. If a planet's inaccessible, the only way to get rid of it is bombing. Unfortunately though, I don't have any bombing weapons researched yet. Yeah. What's this order I placed? I want to change that into a colonizer. It says planet attack 0. Yeah, it's not going to do much good against planets. However, something like the Gouge planetary mine is going to do a little damage. Unfortunately though, they're not very good at it just yet. This improvement to claw is actually quite a nice little thing to have. So it's very expensive to research, so I'm gonna go for it. Let's see, with our industrial capacity now at speed, I want to invest a little more in research here and there. Seems like an okay location to do it over here. And in defenses, especially at NNM. This is going to be our production base here. We want it building all the defense satellites, at least on one of the planets. This guy can build whatever. That's system number 14. Still busy with building that fleet, I see. System 1 building a couple of colony ships. That's okay. How are our fleets looking? Probably be the last turn I do before I end this part. I'll scroll to the bottom. There's a lot of fleets of just a couple butterflies everywhere. There's like a minotaur over here that can go here, and a centaur that wants to go to some other... go over here, I guess. God, I really want these space lanes to finish, though. That'll really help a lot. They actually will in a couple turns. So I should probably be a bit careful about where I send these guys. I should probably send them over here. Where exactly is Dubai? That's a good question. I can't exactly remember all these. I was over here. Okay, so we'll send them to like... I guess here's okay. Why do I do this? Well, if space lanes get researched, they'll probably get a little speed up. We have encountered the hive. Oh no. And with that, the fourth species, we're gonna see you in part 5. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a lot of conflict we're about to see.